back in the day, I played Vampire the Masquerade. I had played Bloodlines as a video game, but I've also played the TTRPG. And I finished one campaign, and I didn't finish the other. But I really liked my character from that. Her name was Boogie, which she spelled wrong because she was illiterate. She was from the 1920s. She was a rum runner and a marathon dancer. Okay, so dance marathons now are usually done as fundraisers, and they're like maybe 24 hours.
Taking over for past me to get all the ums and ahs out. During the Great Depression, dance marathons were up to 1,000 hours. The rule was that you had to stay on your feet, not that you had to stay awake. The reason people did them professionally was because you got food and a bed, one way or the other. After a few hours, you would get food and you could sleep for about 20 minutes. They would start by swing dancing, and by the end, one partner would be asleep on the other, and they'd sort of take shifts. It was a miserable experience, but you got food and a bed, and it was the Great Depression, and people put them on because it was a spectacle. Passing it back.
I don't really know why people found them like entertaining, but I do find the whole concept fascinating. So when Boogie wasn't rum running, she was marathon dancing. So yeah, we're gonna draw Boogie in this tiny notebook. I do have pictures of her somewhere, but I don't want to go look at them for reference. We're just gonna go from what I remember. Get my mirror out, check my makeup, check Boogie's makeup.
For anyone unfamiliar with Vampire the Masquerade, there are multiple types of vampires. Boogie was a Nosferatu. Nosferatu are the only ones who don't look human, and they look so uncanny that even just being seen by humans breaks Masquerade. They are immediately recognized as something not human because they look so strange. I managed to make a uncanny looking Nosferatu in the sketch. By the end of this wash coloring, she actually looks human, and I'm pretty unhappy with it. I spent too much time talking while I was sketching this. It took me forever because I would not shut up. I'm cutting in for my silly self because holy shame. I started with pink and I shouldn't have. It's part of what makes her look too human. I go gray after the pink, but I start pink. I don't know why I did that. The gray was supposed to make her look dead. In the end, it doesn't. It just looks weird. I do not at all remember Boogie's eye color, and I've looked at some pictures of her since. They're all either sketches or the one that isn't, I just didn't bother to give her an eye color. I don't know why. And I started mixing colors, which I don't do often because you can't really do that with colored pencils. So I started mixing colors like I did for her lips, and I was trying to get more gray into my pinks and peaches, and it didn't work. And I also just kept adding... I warped this page, like, a lot. I should have let it dry more, but I'm impatient. I'm really impatient, and it kept being not what I wanted, so I kept being like, I have to fix it, and instead of waiting for it to dry and then trying to fix it, I just tried to fix it. Didn't work. So I mentioned in Movement of a Kaijun that there was one that I hated. It was this one. So I'd let it dry at this point. I hadn't realized how big the eyebrows I'd given her were. I lived with it. She has undercut on one side and those 20s curls on the other. You will note that I have stuck a mirror on the side of the page instead of letting it dry. I was trying to keep it from warping instead of letting it dry, you know, the thing that keeps it from warping, but hey, my mirror didn't work. Letting it dry probably would have. At this point, I'm just kind of fumbling around trying to get more gray into her skin. I was worried, when I use gouache, a lot of the times I get too heavy or too dark, I get too much paint on the brush, so I was trying not to do that, which is why it's so wet. Flash from the past.
I was getting frustrated, having a hard time. I was like, I'll go do art I'm good at, and got on the computer to do some art, and ended up trying to do color corrections on stuff, and spent several hours failing at that, and now I'm very, 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 very tired and frustrated. I genuinely believe it's better to finish a piece, but I'm in a bad mood and I really don't want to.
I'm back. Life advice for literally anybody. If you are in a bad mood, nothing you do will come out well. So I'm doing the hair here, and I don't let it dry, and then I start putting blue in the face and I get green on the neck. It'll come up in a minute. I'm adding like whites and pinks to try and lighten up certain parts of it. And I'm not letting it dry at all because I just want it to be done. I'm so done with this by this point in the day. And there's my blues. and I just slap them on there because I was like, I'm trying blue now. I hate my grays, I'm trying blue. I got the green on the neck. I didn't let the black of the eyes dry, and I ended up giving her a smoky eye, which I actually ended up liking okay. But yeah, it was a miserable moment, this one. Throwing it back.
Let's go. Let's continue this hateful thing. I have slept. I just woke up. I like this a lot better than I did, at least, so I guess we're moving in the right direction. I went with gray before because I wanted her to look dead. I don't think the blue makes her look dead, but it looks a lot better than the gray did. I'm gonna try and use a little less water at this point. See if I can.
My thought on using less water at this point was to make it warp less, but it ends up, shockingly, making the pigment from the paint darker, which was not what I wanted because I wanted not to have to deal with really dark stuff because I was having trouble with it, and I couldn't find a happy medium between that vibrant pigment and that too much water. So you'll see I go back to too much water here, gave her a little pink in her hair, and then I start throwing down blues again, and you will almost certainly lose the shape of her face. I could see it, but you probably can't at all. She kind of looks like a blob right now. I can see her features, I still know where they are even now, but you probably can't and don't. They do get defined more by a point. As she dries, her features do get more defined, and by the end you can kind of see a human face in there. Unfortunately, it is not a vampire face, or at least not a Nosferatu one, but hey, we got to an actual face, so win? I guess? I don't know. And I just kept going because I was like, I just want it finished, I don't know what I'm doing. She does look like she's melting, like the Wicked Witch of the West, though. Blah. Old me said.
Okay, we're gonna try and get the eyes a bit bigger. They feel really small to me. That might be because I tend to draw eyes quite large, but we're gonna see what we can do there.
So I cut out a bit where a model fell on my desk. I was making it for Big Bot Bash. I distracted myself from this hateful thing by talking about the Gutterlands by Bill Making Stuff and his games. You may end up having to watch me try and make miniatures. I'm sorry about that. But Bill Making Stuff is awesome. I'll link him in the description. I love his show. It is great. I don't believe her lips stay this big. Yep. Throw some blues in there and some gray, apparently. I was just like going. I was like, I don't even care anymore. Okay. And I mean, I didn't. I'm just kind of surprised how little I did. I was exhausted. I think at some point I slept in the middle of this. I don't know if I had slept before this or if I sleep after this part. And I'm adding pinks because I'm just like, I know at this point she's not going to look like a vampire. Or at least not a Nosferatu vampire, so I'm like, I just want it to look like a face. I slept between when I was painting before and when this is dry now. That's when I slept. And I'm just going. I had decided at this point that this session was when I was going to be done and filth it if it was awful, which it is. And I went with it. And it's awful and ugly and I hate it, but we got there. So, and I added a different color blue. I don't know why. It didn't do anything special. And I'm just trying to add in definition to her nose again. There we go. I got out my tiny brush and it doesn't really work with gouache. It's too dark, but it helped me get some stuff down there, and then I evened it out with a bigger brush and it kind of helped me add shape to her face again. Her eyes are unfocused. She's cross-eyed. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know if I leave her eyelids like that or not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm so done with this. I'm done with this recording. I don't want to look at it anymore. Oh good, I didn't just leave her eyes like that. That does make me feel better. Okay, please be done. There we go. And it's awful and I hate it. Goodbye.